Ha! Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are taking a look at House of Love's performance showcase from Handshake Vol.6. This is a Patreon request. Shout out to Yolcho for the request. I just finished living it up with Love Run, specifically during her time on Red Bull Dancer Style Korea Final. So I'm very excited to see what her, her group is going to bring to the table, her house. I think it's going to be so fun. They're going to be mothering. They're going to be serving. I'm not going to be ready for it. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, man. So it's a locking influence. That's clean. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. That happens sometimes. Wow! This is so fun! The integration is so fascinating. That was fun. Oh, with the suspenders for me, yes. Wow. Are we? Yeah, that's what I thought.
And slow you down to the beat, because I teach the keys, and I want to see you and me, DJ. Bitch, I'm here. You see me? Oh, can you see me? Come on. Oh, I repeat, can you hear it? Let's go. I know my bitches and friends, circling for my beat, because I know you want my beat, but maybe it's up to me. But I'm not the move you're going to
Wow. Yes. Wow! Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa. Yeah. I was waiting for a killer point like that, and we got it. Ugh. Ha! Golly, that was awesome. So this right here, context, because if you in the beginning they did a it was a whole locking influence. The reason why is what kind of event is this? Is Handshake is a 2-on-2 locking battle event. So if anything, they know their crowd, and I love the fact that they did what they did, you know, because if they did that kind of influence, like that Don Campbell-like inspired fashion, because Don is he was the originator of locking, and so that's why you see the stripes a lot of times. This just felt so properly, like they knew where they were, and I love the fact that they tailored and they created a set around the event that they were performing it. It feels more personal, it feels considerate. And I'm just a fan of the fact that we got to see something like this. That was so freaking cool. Okay, here we go. From the top. This part right here, you know, this is a locking song, probably one of the most well-known in the field. If you lock, you may have heard this song before. So you notice the stripes, you notice the type of hat that it is, and if that can make sense, and the socks, and the knee-high socks. This is not what Dawn does. This is a, hey, we're House of Love, welcome to our show. I love the hip syncopation on that, and the right there on the hips, really fun. Dipping back in, and you end up seeing this later on in the kind of that little conga line style formation, which is really cool. She sets it up and we walk. Here we go. This right here, going into more, it's, you know, you have definitely tutting influence, and you do have a lot of handography. So the key elements of Vogue, a lot of times that I've talked about, would be your catwalk, your duck walk, your dip, and a lot of your hand postures, poses, right? Because Vogue and whacking look similar, but notice there's really not any whacking in here, and there shouldn't be. This is a Vogue, like this is a House of Love. This is Vogue House. And yes, you can do whacking, but it's not the same culture. But a lot of times people integrate it, in which, yes, you could see that here. But in my case, what you're going to see a lot more of, which is what we did see, which was your dips, you saw your catwalks, you saw your duck walks, you saw your more of the poses. It's more mannequin-esque in posture. Not only that, they come from the opposite ends of the country in the inception of each style accordingly. But we won't get into that as much there. So if you're like, where's the whacking? There, it's Vogue. Like, it's not the same style, even though you see it hybrid a lot. But I love the fact that we do have it like such in they instead of normally when you would see people do whacking in Vogue, they actually did locking in Vogue, which I think is such a fun vibe. So all of this here, I've talked about this very recently with the group, where I'm used to seeing that in a lot of choreo in the K-pop scene. Lavron is in charge of a lot of different femme choreos, which I am here for. In that scene, I've looked at a lot of her work, which I love, but I really like how they traveled it across. It's definitely more of a hand wave in transition, which I really liked. Super fun. I love the accents that they have there. Pop, 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 pop. And to really create a nice fun exclamation or punctuation to the end of their poses, which I really like. Then they go, notice the isolation with the shoulders, really fun. They're switching it through. I love the folds. And you end up seeing this kind of sequence or something similar to it near the end with everybody. But I like seeing it kind of bookend here, where we're seeing it in this way. The silhouette is so freaking sick. I love the walks are so fun. And I like the threads with the head. It's really fun. I'm not quite sure a lot of what they're doing near at that particular moment. But it's just more of a like wrist connection rotation. Really like that. tucks in here, boom, and notice to switch sides, spot, da da da. So there's like the closest thing you would see in whacking here would be your whacking overhead. I love that. The reason why the crowd cheered, that's just freaking clean. That is a clean range motion. I would totally be on board with that. I love that. And they switch, boom, boom, doom, 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 doom. Ooh, syncopated. God, I love it. And then they go in, boom, and then they come right back up. Then they go heel toe heel to really bring it up with the shoulders. Really fun. The walks are nice. Reveal of everybody. And I love that everybody's in the stripes. It's fun. It's a locking event. We're here living our lives. Bring it in, swing, swing. So what they did is they definitely, they turned a funk track and they said, we're going to mother this. I love it. Hair swings for days. I'm such a fan of it with the hats. And they swing it so they notice they make a little figure 8. Do-do-do, and they double time it to get it right back up to reset. Like the ball change, they go, they swing, create opposition with the hat to really make it a fun hair moment, but also a fun movement moment with everybody. Love that they turn, da-da-da-da. So how they're hitting this track is so fun. Like it's so enjoyable. I'm having so much fun watching this. I am living for it. I love this moment right here. So they take the hat. I knew in my brain, God, I hope. You know, sometimes when you predict something and you hope it happens versus, oh, I think they're going to do that, and then they do it. I was hoping they were going to dip with the hat like this. We see it set up, and there we go. Boom, with our little dip in the center. Let's go. Good, they take it through. Really nice choice with the knee connection before the rotation. They switch it up. Great positioning. Love it, love it. Break, break, break. Everyone kind of getting to do their own poses, their own vibes. If I were to see, is that Love Ron right here? I don't know. I'm not sure, but you let me know. She's giving that energy for me, but I could be wrong. My apologies. Comes up. I love this part. Da 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 with the ball changes before they trot it over. I love the switch. With just the hips, it's so fun, and they create a fun transition out of it as well. Notice the stage, it's an arena style, so you would, meaning that, like, yeah, technically not, I mean, not really. If you think about the stage, you probably have your audience where our camera is, that's where our audience is, but you have people that are either like in the matches or they're special guests, they're all surrounding it, so it feels like an arena style. Which means that you have people surrounding the entirety of it. So they're projecting most of the choreo to the audience, but you do see a lot of their choices are, you know, more rotated, or they have it facing around who's watching. So it's so fascinating when you look at stages and you look at what people do to adjust their choreo to the particular stage that they're performing on, because sometimes in an arena style, even if you're not in an arena, just in that kind of like everybody's around you, how you calibrate your choreo is so different because it has to look good on all sides, not just to one direction. So how you would train it is different too in the space. But I love that. Just the transition out, that's fun. On tempo, I love that. Where you have your next group. I love the twirling right here. They said, here we go. Sending it down, of course, her hat drops. That's okay, that's life. It's a showcase. It's for funsies. They take it through. I love that. They're down, they hold. New people come back in. Da-na-na. It just has like a little tease of the horn. That's so fun. Or it's a saxophone, right? Yeah. Yeah, they take it. Nice little rotation of the hips there to accent. They go and they sit. Now I want you to notice there's going to be two different things happening at the same time. You have your up group and then you have your group that's down. I really like what both do, so we're going to talk about both. So what ends up happening, I love what happens with our dancers that are on their knees. They're taking it, they're doing a couple rotations. It kind of feels like they're doing a little loop-to-loop before they check to each side. That's so fun, really enjoyable. And then you have your group that's sitting. They cross over with the legs really nice. They take the hands, do-do-do-do, they have the connection of the wrist, do-do-do-do, to the back, really nice. Creative fun, and then they take it up. So notice that the stylized hands are different. This is a huge focal point in a lot of these choices. Really nice, so stylized, very impressive when you can see a lot of people do it cleanly. Now, is this the cleanest routine? Not quite. I mean, I have a pause, and just people's ranges are off, but Vogue, I mean, if you have to think about the event, like, yes, it would have been really cool if this was clean, but also it's a battle, like, freestyle event, where choreography is not, you're not competing choreos, right? Unless you're going commando. So the environment of who's watching, like, it's more of a showcase of the love of it. It's not for okay, I'm at a choreography competition and I'm bringing choreo, so there's going to be a certain expectation of cleanliness presented. If you're a special guest, enough to where you're not even competing but you're performing, square up. It's kind of like, it's a little bit different, right? Just like if you have a battle guest at a choreo event, the expectation is a little different because it's a different skill set or niche of the industry, which I think is super cool. All that to say, I really like it. It doesn't bother me that they're not the cleanest. It's fine. I can really see everything fine. There's your duck walks to go off. Love that. And there's our locking right here. So that's why the crowd cheered, because it's a crowd of lockers. I love the muscle mans, the twirls, the liberty points to the locks. And then they dip it in. Now that right there, what they're doing is they're converting the posture of these locking moves into Vogue. That had a little feminine moment. They feminized a knee drop, which I think is so fun. Right there into a duck walk, and then they reset a nice little jumping jack right there. Yep, and then from there they go right there into a split. Love that. Then they rotate it around into an alpha kick. So all of this, that's why the crowd is living in it. They're hitting it. I love it. So the alpha kick variation right there, they rotate around the back. I love the fact that this crowd over here on stage right, they're like, yes, we're here for it. I love it. The points, the points that go down, and then we're swimming out. I'm actually, funnily enough, I'm using this exact transition for one of my groups for recital this weekend. So I really love seeing it, but I got it from Brotherhood. They did a Seven Dwarfs theme set, and we're also doing a Seven Dwarfs theme set, and so I made the owner put in the book that we were inspired by Brotherhood, because that idea wasn't mine, but the song choices were. But I love, like, some of these. That was like my one move. I was like, that's the one move I want to keep in there, so I kept it in. But everything else is different. But I digress. I really love this. Everybody gets to have their own essence, their own accents, having those go all the way down and peel it to the back, and we're take those arms and rotate them. There's a lot going on, so there's always something for people to look at, which is really fun and enjoyable for this type of environment. I love this choice with our 3 with the head on that. Love that. And then you have those that are syncopating or doing a more complex variant in the front compared to the vibes going on in the back. So we have polyrhythms in play, but it's delegated between multiple groups, which I really like seeing. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, I love that, where they do the forearm tap. Super fun. Love that choice. D-D-D-D-D. Really nice, the crossover. Swinging it out, and then da-da-da-da-da. Oof, the speed on this is so fun. Hitting it through with the accents. I really love the folds on that. Rotating it around. Then they do a little wave right here in the crossover. A nice essence right here. We have more individuals coming in. Love that. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Clean. Right there, do a catwalk. And then from there, they join in with the 2. So there's really nice, good staging or good spacing on these individuals' parts. Super fun. Love that. Then you have your new group in check right here. He takes it, he crosses it. I love what's going on. Everybody takes their arms, they cross and uncross, and you have one of our guys right here in the back. I wish we were closer, but I love what he's doing. If you hadn't seen it, he's taking his suspenders and he's crossing and uncrossed. Goodness gracious. And he takes it, boom, boom, boom. And you have a little, like, Tom and Jerry influence, which is under locking. They take the ribs, boom, boom. It's tricky to do a lot of what they're doing on, like, sitting down, especially if you're trying to involve the chest. So shout out to them for that. That looks great. I love this part. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. This ball change. Hop. Like, it's like you're jumping rope almost. I really love that. Such a vibe. God, I love it. There is so much power to be had in a particular, like, carrying a posture or carriage of movement, just standing there. And if you're exuding a particular style, or that style is, like, that's what you do, like, if I did Vogue and how I stood showed that I know how to do Vogue. Like, some people have that aura about them, or that type of stage presence. That's why, like, for Vogue, I just admire it so much, because there's so many choices and mannerisms and how a lot of times Vogue is set up choreographically that I'm like, oh, they're about to eat. Like, it's just, it makes you want it makes you want them to like decimate the stage, just that kind of power and prowess. So that's why I have so much fun watching Vogue. It's so captivating, fascinating, and I love seeing it as, you know, represented as it is here with locking, and it's not overly hybrid with whacking. Now people are like, Jess, this House of Love, of course they know the difference. I know that, but I'm saying that it's fun. It's just fun to look at choreo and know that we're looking at Vogue here, you know, with locking influence. Not, are we diving into whacking now? Like, it doesn't, there's not a question to be had about it, if that makes sense. And so that's what I appreciate. And no, it doesn't surprise me that, you know, they're able to hold it down in Vogue. They're a Vogue house, so like, duh, I get it, you know. So I love it with the catwalks, with the transition, da 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 da. Notice they tripled it. Really fun, nice little suspender, ba da da. Oh, so fun. Then you have your dancers in the back, 1, 2, 3, and a 4 over. Love that hit, dee with the heel toes, really fun. Swing it through, love that with a little overhead right there, super fun. I like that as well, into your pivots, into your straight line. And this right here, da 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 da, that 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, that looks good. Yep, that do-do-do-do-do-do. Ooh, that part was super sick because you go to the front and then they rotate it over to the back. So it kind of gives an air screw influence, which itemized with whacking complements very well. Air screw from front to back. And then they bring those arms up. I love the little passe. Ball change, boom, boom, boom. Of course, it feels like we're over. No, we're not. You wish. Hello. Unlock the door. I love that. And then you have a different group of people already set up, so different fits, but you still got the striped socks. I love the different poses. I have done this pose before. I think I was like 15. It was for a photo shoot. I felt really cool. They look way cooler than I ever did. That's super fun. I like this. This is considered a bridge retire right here, or a bridge développé, where they take it and extend the leg up. So that looks fun. I like the pose choices, stylized hands. Oh my god. They look familiar to me. I have a feeling hold on. I don't know, but I'm saying I may have seen them from a different showcase, is what I'm saying. There's a chance there's some familiarity with this individual. I love it. Oh my gosh. Hitting it through. Boom. Boom. And right here, and we're ready to go. Boom. Rotate that head around. Here we go. Sliding it in. Now this part right here is, for me, it's not my personal, like, I would love to do something like this for myself, because remember, I'm not in voguing. I don't do Vogue, I don't participate in Vogue, but I do understand the history as much as I can, the key elements, the key figures. Like, I'm always learning in that realm. I'm trying to, because I see and I encounter a lot of Vogue material in analysis, but also just in life in general. I think it's very captivating. It definitely shows a sense of empowerment, individuality. I see so much artistry in Vogue, and I see a lot of hybrid with Vogue specifically. And so, but this part right here is specifically this section right here. I'll just, you know, I would rather opt for the up group for myself if I were to choose. You know, this whole little moment right here. Yeah, but I digress. That's a little partner work with the little dip there was fun. Backwards roll. They really set it back up. I'm so intrigued always by people whose hyperextension just allows them to have those amazing picture moments. So cool. Love it. Can you hear it? And then you have other dancers enter the chat. Here we go. Whoa, whoa. Here we go. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go. Da-da. Right there. Super fun. Love that. And so this song, definitely, you could tell there's a subtle difference between the locking track and the Vogue track. I really feel like it was remixed. You let me know if I'm right or not. I don't remember. I don't quite know. But I think that first song was remixed because there's certain parts of the track I don't know, that song gets remixed a lot, so maybe I don't know if they remixed it with the intention of implementing Vogue on it, or if that's just the track originally. This is a Vogue track, but they're different. This one has a ching ching, that sound. That's when you do the ching. Love it, love it. I love the traveling and usage of stage for that section, just creating really fun moments, mixing and integrating between your catwalk and a lot of your hand rotations, which is really nice, and do it well. Really fun. That right there, boom boom boom, with the double down to a dip. Love it. Don't touch me. And I love, you see these people over here? They love what's going on right here. I also am loving what's going on right here. They said, excuse me. They said, God, I love it. I love it. Yes, let's go. Love that. Boom, boom. And everyone's getting to do kind of their own choice, which I really love. Also notice the setup of it. You have 3 groupings, and they're all kind of in their own little world. This does remind me similar of, I know there's some balls that it's not whacking, no, it's Vogue, where it's like a ballroom style setup in their competition side. And I'm just trying to think, because there's some where there's actually like a runway and you do it, and there's a lot of those, and there's also a ballroom style. But I'm not, once again, it's still something I'm still very much growing in the structure of the style. But I'm loving it. This just gives me, like, it reminds me of some of the ballroom setup styles of the battle side of Vogue. I love it. Or the exchanges. I would actually call it an exchange over a battle, because it's just you're exchanging energy. It's awesome. The dips on the sides. There we go. Walk, walk, da, da. I love that right there with the wrists, and then they go, bring it over the head, boom, and we go down, and then you have your group of 5 in the back. I love that. Da, 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 da. When I say pop off, like this is what we're saying. Pop the freak off. Like, I am the cartwheel. Oh my God, I love it, and I love that they love it too. The energy is so good. Yes. Oh my God. God, it's so good. It's so fun. Look at how this is posed. Come on. Like, that is amazing. I wish. Everyone getting to do kind of their own thing right there. Now it's in every other. So notice that you have these 2 are complementing in choreo, and it looks like these 3 are complementing in choreo. I love that. So it had that certain degree of chaotic, we're coming for you. But then we have it unified. I love that. Da, 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 da. And then they take it, bringing it over. Woof. Oh my gosh. Rotating it around. Super crazy. The toe touch for me. Golly. Great uses of spacing, staging on here. Love the kicks. There we go. It's so fierce. Like, that's like the best way to word it. My guy right here, it totally makes sense why he's in the center. Oh my God. It's so good. Da, 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 da. I love the accent there. That part right there kills me, because they got the freaking, is it a live mic? Maybe. They say, hey, give me a mic. Oh, no. I think that's a prop mic. So you have one of your dancers give it to him. They said, excuse me. Hi. And then they go, da, 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 da. God, all of this. Ga, 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 ga. Now, if you don't know this, the MC plays a vital role in balls, because what happens is they are the ones, what they're doing right here is da, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Like, they are they're the ones that guide how it goes, in the sense of they're the resident hype person. Like, that is part of the culture of it, and that's honestly one of my favorite aspects of it, is the usage of the MC done in the way that it's done. Like, this to me is like, this is how we do it. We can even bring our own hype people, our own MCs to our own showcase, so we can do what we want. Like, come on. Like, I love it. Oh my gosh, just the fullness, usage of levels, of course. And that right there, the commitment. I love just the drop into the dip. I love that. It's so incredible. So a lot of people, they opt for like rotating down. Sometimes when they just go, whoop, it hits that whip sound so well. Goodness gracious. They said, God, I love it. This is so fun. Wow. Yolchil's got good taste in showcases. Goodness gracious. Nice. Nice. So you have a lot. You have about 4 of them that are down, showcasing the lower level, and you got 2 of them that are up, showcasing more fullness, or their rotation is more in the upper body, and then everybody finishes down in a dip, which is really fun. And then here we go. Love that reset. This is just a really fun, really not safe reset, but it's a really good reset to get everybody on tempo in a choreographic like context, if that makes sense, which is what you end up seeing a lot when you want everybody to kind of be on the same page. You revert to that, which I love it. That little gosh, power some of these people have is incredible. Love it. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. This part, D, 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 and so it's all tutting positions. Now, I love how they integrate it with their own posture and style, because tutting does have its own culture. A lot of people would lump it with boogaloo, and in its inception, it definitely was used as a dynamic to help showcase different angles in which you would pop for popping. In this context here, I love it where you take tutting positions, you integrate your style within it, which if you think about a Vogue posture, Vogue power, push and pull, and energy, you would see that it matches very well here, and it creates, notice with the stylized hand, it makes a huge difference, right? So there's your flat hand, and then there's a stylized hand that can go with it. So I love the setup on this so much. Let's go. Bomb. 6, 7, 8, and do-do-do. With the reset on this, do-do-do-do. With the chest, it goes dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Really cool. They bring it back down. Boom. I love that. With the lower at the level. Fun. They branch it up. Ding. This reminds me of Spella, that whole section right here. I'm here for it. Switching, click, click. I really love how there's like a push and pull that happens with angles sometimes, and what you saw there, where they took the angle, and then when they reset it, it feels like they moved the arm out of energy of this tut getting corrected. God, it's so cool. Switching it through, click, click, click. I love it with the fixed points, with the stylized hands. Super cool. Rotating it down, do-do-do-do, right there on the music. That and they reset it. Oh, I sound so funny, don't I? I love that. Here we go. I love this right here. You better, with the extra little bounce to the back. That's killing me. They said, "Excuse me." Like, it definitely gives that. I'm a come at you if you don't stop. Like, it feels very much that way. What? Great, incredible personality. I love that. Boom. Notice that everybody's committing with the chest on a lot of these choices. It's those types of things where I'm glad that to a certain degree, those things don't have to be communicated. And I feel like in some of these contexts, they didn't really communicate specifics on, okay, as we do this arm out, this is what our chest is doing. I feel like the torso and how they're integrating it is more of an implicit, natural, they're in the same house, so there's going to be some overlap in how they all sit in these particular postures and carriages in Vogue for themselves. So this is a kind of a really great example of, we're kind of on the same page in terms of what our arms are supposed to do when, but it's the essence or carriage that I think is not something that needs to be discussed unless they're doing like a straight choreo challenge, or they're doing a choreo competition, which in this case, it's a showcase. So for me, I feel like it's more of a celebration and the joy and the art of it, right? I am living for this head rotation. I love it. And they reset it, da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da, over to the other side. Take it, ja-ka-ka-ka, and then we finish in a dip. That finish right here is freaking wild. I love this right here. And I love that the crowd was like, yes. It's two different styles, two different cultures, represented in the space, and I think that this felt like such a joy to be able to see, a joy to be able to partake in the sense of being able to enjoy what House of Love has to offer, if that makes sense. And I appreciate the intentionality of how House of Love structure their choreography to tailor to the event that they're at. I think that was really cool, and I was able to pick up on it even before realizing that this was in fact a locking event. I knew they were doing a locking influence, but now I got it. This was so fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Yosho, for the recommendation. I'm telling you guys, Patreon knows how to recommend good stuff, because I would have never never had the opportunity to look at this in this way had I not been recommended it. So thank you. If you want to see more of Love Ron or House of Love, I most likely will have more of that on YouTube. I do know I have a lot of it on Patreon because House of Love and Love Ron do choreography for a lot of groups that I've looked at, or other Patreon requests. I've had seen demo footage, and when I say the demo footage eats, it's like they serve and they ate it before they even served it to you. Like do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I can't touch that. Like, it just feels so cool. It's so fascinating. But yeah, once again, my name is Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.